I've ever had drama in my relationship, it is because I haven't manufactured any drama recently. Trust me on this. This will be a game changer for you. If you don't create drama, she will. So women do not want to take charge in a relationship. I don't care what they say. Don't ever ask for permission. When we meet, if we talk and you say, I gotta ask my wife, boom, you've already lost. So thank you for signing up. I'm really excited to share these 3 secrets with you. Make sure that you schedule your call too. It's right here on this page. And what you'll see here is an opportunity to maybe get some more granular questions out. I'd love to be able to help you with your relationships, either your current relationship or maybe you're having trouble getting a girl. There's a lot of different situations that men will encounter in relationships. And it's become a little bit of my specialty, right? Balancing love and relationships, helping men make money and getting really strong relationship. And why is it so important, right? You're like, oh, okay, who cares? If you look at everyone that's ever successful, there's exceptions, obviously, but presidents are always married, right? Most successful people have a spouse, like Warren Buffett has a spouse. You know, there's the Elon Musks out there, but generally speaking, men, once they have that relationship secured and it's doing really, really well for them, it allows them to just focus on other things. And some of the things that I'm going to talk about right now in these 3 secrets, you'll see how you can leverage your relationship to help you immensely, especially in the early stages of business. In early stages, I'm applying like, less than 5 million in revenue, right? Because once you get to the bigger stages, like these things aren't as critical. I wouldn't say that, but the dynamics of your relationship are going to pivot a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the 3 secrets. I also want to preface this by saying it's not really good if you just go out blabbing this to everyone because you're not really going to understand it unless you sign up for the program. You're only going to understand just kind of it at a surface level. So I'm going to try to explain as well as I can in this 5 minutes, but a lot of it takes application and takes getting feedback. Like when I first started doing this, I was like constantly coaching people and they would go do something and then they would come back to me and ask questions, right? I'd be like, oh, well, that was too much. So it happens. But so you need to understand that like there's going to be a lot of back and forth and you need to improve. So take it lightly. I also ask that you don't share this with anyone because these are kind of things that are, a little bit more underground, I guess you would say. People don't really talk about this stuff. They talk about all the woo-woo relationship stuff, but they don't talk about anything else. So the first secret I want to talk to you about is love language. Love language and the task and reward system. So how do these 2 play together? There's 2 parts to it. So I want you to go to 5lovelanguages.com and I want you to take the test. Have your girl take the test. You need to memorize what her love languages are. Ideally, your love language is task oriented. So she does things for you, you reward her, right? So that's kind of the general premise, right? I'm not going to explain the deeper levels to this, but the key here is you want to memorize her love language. And then we have the love language, so say it's words of affirmation, right? Easy, because then you could just be nice to her, right? You typically want to take the top 2 because just depending on how she answered the questions, she might not have answered 100% truthfully. So I always take the top 2 love languages. So I was dating a girl and hers was words of affirmation and physical touch. Easy. Boom. Those are like winners right there. If it's gifts, then you have to be a little bit more strategic and I'll give you some tips on how to do that. So then how does this play into like everyday life, right? How does this play into everyday life in your relationship? So how does it play into everyday life? So what you're going to do is you're going to give her tasks, right? So she's going to start do the laundry. I hope you don't do your own goddamn laundry. Please, for the love of God, tell me you don't do your laundry. I haven't done laundry. I haven't done dishes. I haven't done any cleaning. I do like construction around the house and I'll like fix things, but I don't do anything else around the house. That's her job, right? But she also doesn't have to work. So that's kind of like the balance and the trade-off. And she helps me with my boys and everything. What you need to do is you need to have tasks, right? And it's tasks. I would start, if you don't do this at all and you're like a woman and you're doing everything around the house, then it's going to have to start small. So I would start something small and just give her like a task, right? Maybe it could be a task like, hey babe, can you do my laundry today? I have to go do this thing, right? And as long as you're not sitting around playing video games like a turd, then you won't have a problem, right? You should be building empires. You should be doing something meaningful with your life and not watching, corn or doing anything else. So you're going to give her a task. She's going to complete the task. Make sure you kind of give her a deadline. If you don't do this normally, which most men don't, then this is going to take some work. You're going to have to start asking. You're going to have to ask for things, guys. I can't stress this enough. You have to start asking for. Women love to serve their man, and we're all givers as well, right? I'm a natural giver, but she loves to do it, and she loves to make you happy. That's part of her. She just loves to do it. I'm not going to dive too much into that for the sake of the content. And then when she completes that task, you're going to reward her in her love language. Let's say you ask her, hey babe, I want you to do my laundry real quick. I gotta go take care of this thing. I gotta go to the gym, or I gotta work on this big project, or whatever it is, right? And then say it's words of affirmation. You'd be like, oh, thanks, you did so well. You could send her text, send her some heart emojis, and when you tell her. If it's physical touch, as soon as you need to acknowledge that she did it, and then you're gonna give her a big hug. You're gonna go do things, and you're just gonna keep doing this. And then every time the tasks get more and more. Like you need to task, like this is just part of relationship maintenance, I call it. You need to task her on a regular regular basis, several times a week, 5 times a week, to eventually where she gets on track. And every time you're going to reward her. And the reward needs to match the task, right? You don't ask her to do the dishes. You don't ask her to do the dishes and then buy her a car. Like, that doesn't work. It's simple things. But if you ask her for something very big, maybe to plan a vacation for you, hey, I want to take you to Greece. I want you to buy plane tickets. Please book the hotels, do all this stuff, right? That might be a little bit bigger reward. Maybe there you take her to a nice dinner if it's quality time. So I'll go back. I'm going to backtrack. So I'm just trying to put it all together. I don't have the program in front of me, but basically whatever her love language is, you just need to make sure the reward matches the task, the level of the task. So if we're going back to the laundry example, if she, if her love language is physical touch, then you give her a hug, maybe touch her, maybe squeeze her butt a little bit, right? Be a little playful about it. And, also say thanks, right? And then if her love language is time, then you might like sit around and watch Netflix with her. And if you already do this, shame on you, right? Because girls have to earn your time. And then if it's a gift, then you might for something small like that, you might get her a treat, something she likes at the grocery store, right? It could be a lot of different things. So there's just so many different ways. And then I know I'm missing one love language, but you get the idea, right? It's very simple. Task and reward system. Trust me on this. This will be a game changer for you. Number 2, in a relationship, I don't like it. I do not like it at all. To be honest, I'm a very if you're any normal man, you don't like drama. Nobody likes drama. I like keeping everything even keeled, everything normal, everything safe. But if you don't create drama, she will. So I want to repeat that again. If you don't create drama, she will. Anytime I've ever had drama in my relationship, it is because I haven't manufactured any drama recently. And it's because women just thrive on these emotions, right? They want to feel something. They don't want to be with a boring guy. The last thing you want to do is be boring. What does creating drama look like? Creating drama can look like a lot of things. It can look like just talking smack about her about something. Make sure this is separate from the task and rewards, but it can just be talking smack about her about something. It could, don't do anything physical. You don't want to get yourself in any sticky situations. I want to make that abundantly clear. It could be staying out late with the guys, right? If you drink, maybe drink a little too heavy one night, right? And then give her a reason to be upset. And you're going to be stoic in your response. Maybe you forget about something. Now, don't forget about an anniversary or something, obviously, but maybe you intentionally, or bail on something. Now, this goes without saying, right? A lot of things I teach men is that you have to stick to your word. She has to know that she can trust your word. So don't go back on that. But maybe it's maybe you're at a party. Maybe you're out with her on a date and you'd be like, you know what? And she gives you a little bit of lip, right? You'd be like, you know what? I want to go home. I'm done with you. I don't. And that's just creating drama. It's just these little things which just get there. They're like, oh, because they're so used to getting what they want, especially if they were, a single child or if they had daddy, right? I mean, there's a million different things. So you have to create drama. You have to. I don't like it. I personally, I don't do it for long periods of time. And then I'm like, and then she creates drama. I'm like, damn it. I didn't do it recently enough. So that just is what it is. All right. So now let's go to secret number 3. So this is something that changed my perspective on relationships. So women do not want to take charge in a relationship. I don't care what they say. I don't care how bullheaded they are. They do not like it. And you might find some feminist types that insist on taking charge. And if you're that type of man, this is probably the right place for you. What I want you to say is that you don't ever ask for permission. She wants to be told what you're doing. She wants to feel strong man. She wants to feel a strong leader, right? You need to be a leader at home. I don't care if you're a leader at work and you just want to relax at home. That's not how it works. In your relationship, if you want to get more sex and you want her to lust and want for you, you have to show that leadership at home. So you don't ever ask her for things. You know what she likes, right? And if this is a brand new relationship, you might not quite know yet. There's the possibility that you're I don't know if she likes sushi or Mexican. Doesn't matter. Make a decision. Just say, hey babe, we're going to go get sushi tonight. If she doesn't want to do it, don't be militant about it. If she doesn't want to do it, she'll speak up. She'll say, hey, I'd rather get burgers. Maybe you don't want burgers and you say, maybe you really want sushi. You need to stick to it. Be like, no, I want to get sushi tonight. You know what? Tell you what, I'm going to go get sushi and then you can go get burgers and we'll catch up later. And that's fine too, right? But you need to stick to it. This is part of the nice guy thing. Don't be the nice guy that just bends over backwards for it. Other example, food is the most common because people probably eat out or trying to decide what they want to eat. Do not ever, got it? Do not ever say, I don't know, what do you want? Oh my God, bro, that's going to make her dry up so fast. You ain't getting any action that night. You really need to make sure that you focus on leading the relationship. You need it. And if you've been in this kind of pathetic little state, sorry, I don't mean to be crass, but if you've been in this pathetic little state to where you're just kind of letting her drive the relationship, that's probably why you're not getting any, among many other issues. But you're going to have to gradually start redirecting it because it's going to be weird, right? She's going to be like, who is this guy? Why is he suddenly taking charge? But she's going to be like, ooh, I like this. Trust me on this. It happens every time. So food is a great example of something you can start with. I want this, right? I want to go get this. And she'll tell you if she doesn't want to. And if she gives you crap, then you just like, okay, go get, no problem, right? You have to be completely, calm and chill about it. That's fine. You can go get burgers. I want to go get sushi though, because I really want sushi. Unless you don't really want sushi, you can go with her suggestion. But she needs to know that you can make decisions and you can be forthright about it. And this is going to cause conflict sometimes. You're two different people. She is a woman. You are a man. fine. You are two completely unique human beings. You are going to disagree on things. And if you don't get me started on that. That would be secret number 4. But you should always disagree on things. Not always, but you should disagree on things frequently because you are two unique people with two unique perspectives on life. Don't ever ask. Let's see what else. Maybe she wants to take a vacation. Boom. You tell her where. You say, you think about the places she may have told you because you're listening, because you're a good partner. And, then you say, oh, I remember you said, let's go to Greece. Let's go to Greece. Let's go June 16th through 25th. I think that'll work. Make sure you get the time off and book the flights and do this, right? And sometimes she's like, I don't want to do it, right? So then whatever, you can do it. That's not a big deal. But the key is making the decision that you're going to go on that trip. And then when you're on that trip, you plan what your actions are. You plan, like my girl, she loves just following me around and be like, oh, he's just going to decide what he wants to do, right? And women love that shit. Women absolutely love just being led around, right? And if they want something, they'll speak up, So sometimes when you're out, she might be like, I want to go shopping. Fine, you can go shopping. And if I don't want to go shopping, I'm going to speak up too. I'll be like, okay, you go shopping and then I'm going to go do this thing and we'll meet up a little bit later. I'm going to go grab a coffee, right? I'm going to sit in the coffee shop and work a little bit because I want to work. I want to make money. Don't ever ask. Stop asking. This applies to everything, right? Maybe if you have kids, what do you want to do with kids? No, you need that as a man. It's your job to have conviction and to lead the relationship, right? If you're religious, like the Bible talks about all this stuff, right? But even just as a man, you need to lead the relationship. Don't ever ask. If I can think of the most fights that I've ever seen, it's when a man doesn't have conviction to his decisions and he has no leadership whatsoever. And she's just like reeling. She doesn't know what to do, right? She doesn't want to be the leader necessarily. Not often, right? Unless you got one of these boss bitch types. Please tell me you don't. You got to lead the relationship. Don't ever ask for permission. Don't ever ask. This is one of the biggest tests. So if we ever meet, when we meet, if we talk and you say, I got to ask my wife, boom, you've already lost. You shouldn't have to ask her. You should already know what needs to go on. You shouldn't ever have to ask your wife for permission. Anything, right? You're a smart man. You know what to do. You have intelligence. You can make your own decisions. She wants you to make your own decisions. She might be a little upset about it, but she'll get over it. There's many ways to fix that. That's what I got. So what I ask is these 3 things will change your relationship starting today. Task and reward system. You want to make sure that you understand her love language inside and out. Don't ever ask. Make sure you just lead her. Lead. And the third one is creating drama. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. She likes it though. She likes drama. Girls like drama. So if you don't create some drama, she will. So keep these 3 things. Like just start practicing just little things. I don't know where your relationship's at now. And like I said, if you want, there's a calendar on this. And like I said, if you want, there's a calendar right here on this page. Schedule a call. Let's talk. We can talk about how you can start implementing these things today and how you can get around other men who are trying to improve their relationships and make a shit ton of money. Let's talk. Use these 3 secrets. We'll talk soon.